When trying to motivate poor performing students, scientists made them sit down and think about their future. So they would ask them, what would your ideal future look like 10 years from now? What would your family life look like? What would your body look like? And what would your career look like? Then they would ask the students, what do you actually have to do to work towards that future? And for most students, this meant at least finishing their education. So then they would ask the students, now write down what you think your life will look like 10 years from now if you don't finish this education. Then put these two possible future scenarios next to each other, observe them, and think about them deeply. What future would you rather have, and what do you actually have to do to work towards that future? The hypothesis here was that by doing this exercise, the students get more awareness of why they are doing the education, and that this awareness then makes them more motivated to actually do so. It essentially makes you more aware that this education isn't just something that you have to do, but that this is something that you actually want to do. That this is something that fits within the picture of the life that you want to build. And it turned out the hypothesis was true. The average performance of the students, it jumped up drastically. It was a massive success. There were even students that were previously categorized in the group of worst performing students of the education that now, after the experiment, were categorized in the group of best performing students. They went from worst to best, and if you think about it, the only thing that really changed is their awareness of why they are doing the education. Their intelligence, their IQ, nothing changed. The only thing that changed was their mindset towards the education. They became more aware that this education is part of the life that they want to build. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to do the same thing when it comes to Nofap. Take a pen, take a piece of paper, and write down what your ideal future would look like 10 years from now if you manage to successfully quit your porn addiction. Write down all the different aspects. Would you have a girlfriend? Would you have a wife? What would your body look like? Would you be capable of actually enjoying playing a video game again? What would your career look like? Would you be making a lot of money? What car would you drive? Etc. Then take a new list and then write down what you think your future will look like 10 years from now if you don't quit your porn addiction. So what would your life look like then? Would you still be single? Would you still be procrastinating all day long? So what would your career look like? What would your body look like? What would your mental health look like? Write it all down. Take these two lists, put them next to each other, read them, think about them, and think about what future you really want to have. And I want you to do this 2 times a day. So do it in the morning when you wake up, before you do anything else, before you start working, studying, playing a game, whatever it is, before you do anything else, take out these 2 lists and then do it again in the evening before you go to bed. Watch these 2 lists, think about them deeply, ask yourself, which one of these futures do I really want to achieve, and what do I really need to do to achieve that future? And realize how important it is to quit your porn addiction to achieve the future you want to achieve.